this jazz guitar lesson. I'm Chris Whiteman, and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to look at the Wes Montgomery composition Fried Pies from his 1963 album Boss Guitar. This tune is a standard 12-bar jazz blues in the key of F. One unique thing about it is that it does have a 16-bar interlude that happens between the solo sections, and we'll look at that as well. The melody of this tune is primarily built from the F minor pentatonic scale. We do see a couple extra notes in there, the flat 5 and the natural 9 in a couple of the phrases, so we'll point that out. And it has a really nice call and response interplay between single note lines and these syncopated chord stabs, which are integral to this tune. So let's take a look at what's happening here. So the first phrase is actually a pickup into bar 1, and it's going to start on the end of 3. 1, 2, 3. And that phrase is repetitive rhythmically. It's going to happen over and over. The notes are going to change and the chords are going to change, but it's really important that we understand rhythmically what's happening in that phrase. So it's going to start with an eighth note on the end of beat 3, followed by a triplet on beat 4, and then a quarter note on the downbeat of the following measure. So 1, 2, 3, and triplet 1. And then the chord stab is going to come in on the end of beat 2 of the next measure. So 1, 2, 3, and triplet 1 and 2 and. Right? And the chord there looks like a D half diminished. It's actually a B flat 9. So it's a rootless B flat 9. There's no B flat in the chord. But it's important to call the chord by how it's functioning, right? And we're in an F blues. B flat is the 4 chord in the blues. So it's a B flat 9 chord here. The notes in that first phrase are C, F, A flat, B flat, A flat, and the notes in that voicing are D, A flat, C, and F. The second phrase shares the exact same rhythm, but the notes in the chord stab is going to change. So the second phrase sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. Right, so it starts in the same place on the end of beat 3 of the first measure of the tune. 1, 2, 3, and triplet 1. And we have a slight variation in the melody. So the notes in the second phrase, C, E flat, F, G, F. Right, again, so everything out of F minor pentatonic except the G, still diatonic to the key. And the second chord stab is going to be an F13. And I'm going to play it here. So again, it doesn't have an F in the bass. That's okay. We have E flat, A, D, and we have F on top. The other place you can play this here is at the 6th fret. Right. So it's up to you where it's more comfortable for you to play that. So if we put the two phrases together, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the third phrase is identical to the first phrase, both the melody and the chord. 1, 2, 3. Fourth phrase is going to be the same as the second phrase, melodically. But harmonically, we change from an F13 to an F7 sharp 5. Right, that's E flat, A, C sharp, and F. And the other place to play that, if you wanted to do it up here, it's going to look like that. All right, so far, this is what we have. 1, 2, 3. So takes us to the fifth phrase. And this is going to come out of probably the minor pentatonic box that most people know, right? Right, so the line goes like this. Right, so F, A flat, B flat, C, B flat, same rhythm, and triple it 1. And then on the end of 2, the chord stab is F minor 7. Right. And then the 6th phrase, we're going to stay down here, but it's the same notes as the 2nd phrase, just down an octave. So the 2nd phrase went like this. This one, same notes, just an octave lower. So it's C, E flat, F, G, F, and that's followed by another B flat 9 chord stab. So put it all together so far, and this is what we have. And that's going to take us to the 7th phrase, which is the same as the first. And we're back to the B flat 9. And then the 8th phrase is the same as the 2nd phrase. Right, that's the C, E flat, F, G, F. And then this is followed by a new harmony, A flat 13. I have A flat, G flat, C, F. And then we have a little piece of a melody that's actually just a D flat major triad. All right, so D flat, F, A flat. And that's going to take us to one of my favorite parts of the tune, which is this descending chromatic harmonic passage where we move up to a D flat 9, looks like an F half diminished. Play the A flat note on top again to the C9 sharp 5, right? And I'll give you those notes. So the D flat 9 has a F, has a B natural, has an E flat, and an A flat. And then the C9 sharp 5 has an E in the bass, B flat. I have a D natural, and then my sharp 5 on top is G sharp. And then we move down to a B9 add 13. So we have D sharp, A, we have C sharp, and then a G sharp on top. And so that phrase sounds like this. And that's followed by the final phrase, which is right out of the F minor blues scale. And it sounds like this. And those notes are C, F, A flat, B natural, or C flat, B flat, A flat, B flat, F, A flat, right? I'm doing a little hammer-on pull-off there. So C, F, A flat. When I play this B flat, I'm hammering on to the B natural and pulling off to the A flat. And then finishing with this triplet, B flat, F, A flat. And then we have a final harmonic sequence of 4 chords, and those are going to be A minor 7 with F on top, which makes it an A minor 7 with a raised 5th, to D7 sharp 9, to G minor 7, to C9 sus. Right. So those chords, A minor 7, I have A, G, C, F, D7 sharp 9, D, F sharp, C, F, G minor 7, G, D, G, B flat, F, and then C9 sus, C, B flat, D, and F. And that's the whole melody statement for the tune. It's going to repeat, and then after it repeats, then we go into the interlude. So let me play the whole thing one time for you slowly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. said, it's going to repeat again, and then it's going to move into the interlude, which is really simple. Very simple harmony. It's just a root and a fifth on F. So it's kind of like an F power chord. And it goes for 16 bars, but it has a repetitive kind of syncopated rhythmic figure. And what that figure is, it's going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, right? So I'm rolling on the end of 4 into C on the downbeat of 1. So F's on the end of 4, C's on the downbeat of 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, right? And then it does the same thing starting on beat 4 of that measure. So what we get is this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. And that goes on for 16 bars. All right, so I'll put the recording on and I'll play through the head twice and through the interlude so you can kind of see what it looks like against the recording. All right, thanks so much for joining me. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you next time.